Ooh, and what a start. I mean, Giuseppe Mincione going first, opening quite the end. I mean, Mermail, we have had this discussion back at Birmingham, but for many, it's just the best combo deck going first, and for a good reason. We do see differences between the list. For example, I'm immediately picking up that he is not playing Mulling Glacier, so he will not be going for that. But let's see how he will continue this combo as we do see the next Abyss. The best card in the deck by far. On the other end, though, I'm looking at the interruptions that we have in deck. And now we're gonna see a interesting start with this minstrel. Let's take a look at this end from his opponent. Do we have any interruptions? Only that impermanence, which we have not used. But the deck is revealed, because at the very top on the left, we see that toy box, as well, pretty much all three engines. So we see the toy box, we see the Azamina, and we see the White Forest, but yeah,
I mean,
not
yeah, you check it
surprised.
off. Especially because now we received Giuseppe an updated deck list and Mooling Glash is there.
Yeah, it is the 41st card, so... And there it is, added right here.
And, I mean, this is... I mean, what a hand, honestly. I mean, we've mentioned this before, especially at Birmingham, how powerful the deck is and how difficult it is to stop if there's a hand like this. And,
Here comes... Elegant. Able to bring all the different fishes from the deck, but yeah, what an opener with this Mulling Glacier, discarding.
I mean, look at this.
2 cards. It's the toy box, and it's one of the White Forests. Yep. I mean, you should not show, but I mean, this is act of sportsmanship from his opponent. Just reminding him what's left in the end. And I mean, usually we can set up even double Bahamut Shark into double Totally Awesome. So yeah, this is incredible.
And speaking of Mooling Glacier, honestly, surprisingly enough, we've seen some players not playing it.
No,
in
indeed,
Birmingham.
yeah. So,
but I mean, I'm a fan of it, honestly. Especially if you go first, like with a hand like this. Good
it's
luck,
rough.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen a lot of different ways that you can combo. For example, even the statue, which is not in the deck. That one is really not in the deck. But yeah, in this case, Mooling Glacier is still quite the scary option. But yeah, we are just gonna try and access more plays. We did not go for the Elegant effect right away. And we have not summoned. And here comes the first Bahamut Shark. We know that it's going to resolve. And yeah, here comes the first Totally Awesome. We can still search for the Dragoon.
This is insane stuff, honestly, from Giuseppe. I mean, with a hand like this, I mean, you get rid of 3 cards. There's also a negation with the Totally Awesome.
Yeah, at least it's worth mentioning that out of all the interruptions, Impermanence is the best when you're facing Mermail to, you know, get rid of with the Minstrel, because at least it has a useful effect when you get it back. But, you know, usually it's very rough, like, and rare that it's going to be enough, you know. So, let's see. Now, here we bring back the Elegant, which we have not yet used. But, I mean, the issue is at this moment, our field is pretty much clogged up. We need to link away some of our monsters to really make use of the other Abyss Spikes and the Gluttonous Fish. Fish. And yeah, this is exactly what's going on. We just link away everything, setting up just our Mermail King Neptabis and take a look at this resources in the graveyard. Wow, such
Full of pieces.
factos. Yeah, Giuseppe in one of those positions where you feel that you have won, so you're just trying to ask if there is any like graveyard effect that maybe he's not thinking about, and yeah, just want to make sure that it is the right thing. And I mean, we mention it from time to time. It's always not really the easiest experience to be playing on stream, especially early on in the day when, you know, you're still maybe a little bit sleepy and the nerves are really what can make a difference. And here we seem like we are actually going to go for an interesting synchro play into the white aura porpoise. Or is it... oh, no, yeah, it's not the white aura. It's the white aura, but Monoceros. Or not. There it is, so we can special summon back a fish if we want. Interesting line, because it seems like it has been clear to Giuseppe from the very start that he needs to activate this Coelegant, but he's not really finding the way to get rid of many monsters on his field to be able to do so convincingly. So again, here he finds himself in this spot where, okay, you can summon back another monster, but then eventually you still have to get rid of it if you're gonna use this Coelegant effect. So at the end of the day, you need to at least go for the second Bahamut Shark, and yeah, this is exactly what's going on. We just quickly bring back Abyss Spike, and then we are gonna go and just banish right away the Lizardos. So finally now we can use our Coelegant. Yeah.
Yeah, it took him some time just to figure out which would have been the better way for him to use it, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, luckily he didn't get punished by drawing into one of the targets with the Lizardos, and now we do set up the second Totally Awesome, and we can end it all with yet another interruption. Wow. Definitely unusual feed. I don't feel like we have seen this quite often. But the great part about this is that you cannot target due to the Neptabis, which is exactly what his opponent is asking. So that infinite impermanence cannot be used on the Totally Awesomes. And we might actually see a very quick game one where we just pick up our cards depending where Giuseppe wants to use his interruptions.
Well, very impressive feel from Giuseppe, and I really like the way he, before proceeding, he just had a thought just to figure out which would have been the better way to proceed, and here it's just thinking if that's the case to negate the deception, and I think it makes sense to do so. And here, yeah, Pierpaolo is just thinking if he can somehow do something else rather than going into game 2, but very difficult situation. Here he goes with the Sylvie, and yeah, Giuseppe knows that there's one impermanence, one card that he's not aware of. He's taking it as well, and I think it's pretty much over. And yeah, Pierpaolo has seen enough. And let's see if...
Yeah, I'm curious to see these toy cards as well, how they will line up. And we do start things off with Sylvie. We don't really expect, like, we have not seen any Mulcharmies from Giuseppe in the draw phase. Ooh, but we do have interruptions. So now we will access with the Sylvie the Woos of the White Forest. Let's see how do we follow it
a
up.
rock.
Yeah, there is a rock. You're right. Which is also not just a rock, because for anyone who has missed it, soon later on next week on April 10, a Quarter Century Stampede will release, and with it the exclusive never before released in the TCG version, alternate version of the Nibiru,
And I
the
love
Primal
it.
Beaming. I also love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we try to slow down Pierpaolo using this Ash Blossom, but we basically stopped the LZ, and it's still gonna come down. We add the one copy of Tails, and the first Synchro Summon of Pierpaolo's match is out with this Rasiela.
Also, Giuseppe is a very experienced player, but do you feel like, yes, he's reading quite a few of Pierpaolo's cards? Do you know where? I mean, does he know when to activate the Nibiru?
No. I probably not. I mean, he's gonna try his best to take a guess, especially because, I mean, he has seen all the different engines, but usually maybe chances are, especially in Italy, that he has played maybe against the runic version of the deck, and this is quite different from it. At the same time, when you have the Azaminas, you play around Nibiru quite efficiently. Without them, I think it's a little bit scarier. So let's see.
Yeah, I mean, as mentioned here, Pierpaolo is just explaining Giuseppe some cards, and I'm really curious to see now where and when the Nibiru will be activated. I mean, the Ash Blossom doesn't seem like I mean, he's not really caring about it. And here comes onto the field.
Yeah, the
Queen.
bell. And yeah, you can tell that Giuseppe is not as experienced as he, takes the synchro to read it out. Gonna allow to get back this one copy of Tails. And now we are on summon number 4 or 5 already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Oh, but we do actually have access to, and I'm a bit surprised. Let's see, because Black Witch of the Wife, so can come down and yeah, there she is. We cannot quite tell what has been discarded because all the cards are. Now we can. So this still again, and yeah, this is an important moment because at the time in which we will be searching for, the Aloued Alzamina, we need to be careful about that Nibiru because it will be negated if we just wait a little bit too long. There it comes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Giuseppe maybe feels it's not the right moment, or you think he's pretending he doesn't know where to activate it. I mean, maybe, honestly, maybe it's just bluffing.
I mean,
that he doesn't have anything.
I would be shocked if we didn't use it here, and we do not. I mean, maybe he's just explaining, but maybe he doesn't even know the Azamina cards. Or no. Because I think here, like, if we want to Nibiru away the synchro, this is the only moment. Because otherwise, we will just be summoning the Illa Sylvia, and then we have a negation for.
But I think it's also been a while since these cards were released.
Yeah.
So
Let's see. I mean, I think he is thinking. So I would be surprised if he didn't know about them. And it seemed like card has been activated, and Giuseppe is going to be using the Nibiru. He has to. Yes. Chain Nibiru. So at least getting rid or trying to shut out the White Forest part of the deck from Pierpaolo. And yeah, that's it. So Nibiru is going to resolve. And then the Aloe Azamina is going as well. And here comes Mu. Just getting some more setup for next turn as well. Now we can recycle the Aloe Azamina. But yeah, Pierpaolo doesn't waste much time, goes and link away the token as well into what is the cross sheep. Nice interaction, as it requires just mastery with different effects. Finally, you can set up this interruption and also use the cross sheep effect to just special summon a monster back from the graveyard. I mean, you can tell Pierpaolo has been in this spot where they have Nibiru'd him before, and he has, you know, tried to find a way to still continue.
yeah, I mean, this Nibiru hurts, but it's still, you know, capable of handling this situation quite well. And yeah, I mean, as mentioned, that would have been pretty much the only spot where the Nibiru could have been activated from Giuseppe.
Mhm. Yeah, it was maybe just, I don't know, the Ash Blossom that was not necessarily the right answer there. We could have also kept it, but I guess not sure how useful that could have been. I was thinking if we shut down the Azamina engine, maybe with the Ash Blossom specifically, then we can Nibiru later on in the combo. And now we still are free to synchro further or just access yet another of the engines, which this Fiendsmith, if we really had to, you know, include all of the different engines that Pierpaolo is playing in his deck, we couldn't show anything from his name.
But yeah, I mean, I think this is what really makes the current format very nice, and there's also a huge variety of decks, especially because you can just... I think Pierpaolo is playing a very small engine of Fiendsmith's cards in his deck, maybe just 5 or 6 of them. And yeah, with only one link summon you can access it all, so this is, you know, quite impressive, to be fair, especially because he's playing under Ash Blossom and Nibiru. And I really feel like this is, I mean, this game 1 and 2, it's been about, okay, it's my turn, I combo off, and
Indeed, kind of like let me play situation, but yeah, he's trying to find a way around, because this Nibiru can actually be just annoying as an attacker if we don't necessarily advance. But is this just going to be... Oh no, we spice it up a little bit
with Abao Aku, which we don't see super often, but I like the card, I like the addition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so many plays coming down from Pierpaolo, accessing this Ursiela once more. And finally equipping the sequence.
Well, I mean, Pierpaolo seems quite satisfied, so end phase, it brings it back. And yeah,
and it's a pass. Oh, and we draw into the second Ash Blossom. Not quite what we wanted to see. We are facing down quite a few interruptions. We could just enter battle phase if we want and try to push, but it seems like we're just gonna use the walls to special summon a White Forest monster and then synchro summon. But yeah, this Ash Blossom turns out to be actually quite a decent top deck to stop this. But yeah, we do use the interruption. So we're gonna negate the Ash Blossom. We do want to resolve the synchro summon. And yeah, here comes the synchro of choice. Once more, this Diabell coming down, adding a spell and chop back from the graveyard. There's gonna be the walls from the one end, and then we are left with 3 cards. We do have the Neptabis, to be fair. But what's the rest? Is it a Shadow Guard? Trying to take a peek at Giuseppe's hand.
well, I mean, I think Giuseppe here can give it a try.
Yeah. I mean, here comes the Neptabis. The good part about it is that it's cost, of course. So it's not really the best target for a Desiree, as we are still able to send the Dragoons. It only stops half of the effect.
Okay, interesting. And yeah, I think
yeah.
Giuseppe is picking up his
That's
cards.
enough.
Yeah.
And I see the Diva as the first card being drawn by Giuseppe.
There's also the Neptabis. And
Ooh, but we actually...
We didn't see this?
Wait. No, it's... Oh. Yeah, surprisingly it wasn't, yeah. I guess we might have gotten the wrong list, but still, fine. We do see one of these 2 cards probably coming from the side deck, and we are gonna discard the Diva to snipe out this Ash Blossom. What do you think of the Meowls in general in this matchup?
It's okay. I mean, I don't like. I mean, the card is generically good against Mermail. I think it's fair.
Yeah.
It's not like it shut down his entire strategy, but I think here, yeah. I mean, having a look at Pierpaolo's hand and getting rid of the Ash Blossom, I think it's huge, especially because we have access to the Neptabis.
Yeah, it's surprising that we discarded the Diva. Means that, yeah, exactly. That we already have access to the Neptabis. And at the same time, it just means that Giuseppe wanted to play it safe. Just in case there were multiple copies of Veiler or Impermanence or Ash to just stop the Diva. I respect it. So, you know that the Neptabis alone is quite powerful.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the main reason why. I mean, also, like, having a look at his main deck, as mentioned, it's not playing 1-for-1, it's playing 1 Diva, so I think this was the rationale behind. And I think playing either 2 copies of Dipsy Diva in the side deck, I think makes sense than just to maximize them all and having more chances to see the Neptabis going first. Now is sending, of course, the Atlantean Dragoons to the graveyard, and I think he also has an Abyss Tears in hand, which may help him out a lot. But you can tell he just wants to be careful and playing safely, so it's just, you know, considering his options.
Yeah. I mean, you know that they are lacking White Forest at the moment. They had a pretty heavy toy end, which is kind of unfortunate because they only played like 3 of the monsters to search it with the toy box. So you don't really want to see both together. Just the toy box alone is pretty good. And yeah, the end was really not that great from Pierpaolo. And yeah, taking a bit of time, not quite sure what that is. Cannot see it. Oh. Okay, now we do. So it's gonna be another Dragoon. And the Mooling Glacier, actually, okay. Going full aggression. And wow, yeah, it's the Teus plus the other Dragoon. What an opener.
Auto days. And this is great. This is honestly great from Giuseppe. Now it just needs the 5th, you know, water monster in the graveyard.
You have full knowledge. So why not? And yeah, here comes the usual suspects. We will probably give his opponent a draw. Yeah, makes sense, because at the end of the day, you give them a draw, but you then Mooling Glacier for 2. And this is exactly what we have seen in game 1. Let's see these cards. Hollow, not so great. And then... And yeah, here comes the second discard, which is the toy box.
Oh, good pick.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Good pick.
And yeah, this is, as we've mentioned, exactly what we have seen in game 1. Now the goal is once more to try and clean away a bit of our field in order to then go for the Quellicant and just bring out some Bahamut Sharks and Totally Awesomes. And yeah, I mean, that's not gonna be easy for Pierpaolo to fight back. It's worth mentioning that there are about 9 minutes remaining, so Giuseppe is comfortable, but, you know, these combos can take a while, and you really don't want to have a draw just due to you playing a little bit too slow. So he needs to pick up the pace at some point. And we are just gonna go for an XYZ Sims. I mean, yeah, let's just see if he wants to play it slowly, just go Gaios or something like this. And yeah, here comes Gaios. And then we're gonna use the Coelegant, discarding the Shadow Guard, summoning all of our fish monsters.
I think it makes a lot of sense to have it played like this with the Gaios and
yeah. Exactly. Well played by Giuseppe. Now we do access the Totally Awesome. What an opener.
Yeah, impressive stuff.
And I think that's it. We pass turn with Gaios Totally Awesome. And again, this setup is very similar to game one, except there is only one Totally Awesome. And here Paolo starts things off with a face down card. And that's fine. So one of our top decks was actually quite a good one in the LZ, which is gonna, you know, take advantage of this nice interaction with the Toy Soldier, which essentially can be set similarly to artifacts in the Spell and Trap zone. And if they're sent to the graveyard, you can then special summon them. So it's a very nice interaction because the Toy Soldier can then search for the toy box. Let's see what Giuseppe wants to do. Because I think we took the LZ. And now we are gonna just special summon the Toy Soldier, search for a second copy of Toy Box. And by doing so, we can access the Toy Tank from our deck. And yeah. He's gonna just read the available copy in the graveyard to understand whether there is a threat. Because he could also Gaios if he wants. But it seems a bit risky. But no, we are going to Sting anytime. Just goes to summon the second Totally Awesome. And I think we might just be moments away from having our round 2 winner. Giuseppe luckily remembers about the Abyss Gaius restriction, linking in off for these Lizardos. And yeah, now we can take advantage of Swarso. Just banishing from the graveyard, and I think at this point it's all over. No more actions available from Pierpaolo's side, and so we do go for yet another Neptabis.
Yeah, here just a bit of show off from Giuseppe Pierpaolo is just witnessing the inevitable, but here it comes, and yeah,
as easy as it gets
on the field.
Good effort from Pierpaolo, but this is plenty of damage.